Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. In this one we're going to continue talking about our CSS selectors and go into a little bit more detail. So don't worry, we'll just cover everything. So let's quickly open the browser and let's see what we're going to talk about. So I'm on this page right now on the Apple iPhone 6 category, and then I just wanted to just browse some elements up there and wanted to see how we can find some elements. So till now what we were doing is we were finding some elements that has some class and some IDs and all those things. But web is not always that straightforward, right? We can have many elements sharing the same class, and in that case we might have issues finding the elements using the CSS selectors with a particular class name, right? So just as an example, in the last class we found some elements using like this, right? So driver dot find element by dot css, right? And then we were just finding dot title, right? So it's not that straightforward most of the times, right? There could be many elements with the class called title. So let's say in this case, let's bring up the Firebug and let's analyze. So this thing, quantity box, it has one ID, amount 95, and that's what is showing in CSS, right? Hash amount 95, which is pretty straightforward. And it has a class called quantity wheel control. So looks pretty okay, but let's see if it's the unique element. So if I type quantity and hit enter, or maybe I don't know, did I type right? Yeah, so quantity, sorry, I need to replace it with the dot, right? Quantity, that's what I was thinking. Why? So it still shows one matching node, right? So which means it's a unique class and it's good. We're good, right? But in a lot of cases, the same class like quantity, it can be shared between multiple elements. So there it becomes an issue. So let's try to find some other element like add to cart. So if you guys notice, did you notice how big of a CSS it created? So just take a look at this. So this is a button and it has a class button, regular main button, add to cart and submit. So all these classes are applied to this button. If I remove maybe let's say all of these from here and just hit enter, what do I see? I see 11 matching nodes, right? So which means with these two classes, BTN and regular button, we have 11 elements, right? And we're just gonna fall into issues if we try to find with that, right? So let's try to remove the end part and hit enter. So with regular main button, we still have 3 matching nodes. So we wouldn't be able to click that element if we try to do that, right? So in these kind of cases, we need to go into a little bit more detail and we need to find elements using appending the classes to each other. So what we can do is similar to this. So usually there's one class, right? BTN. So we have 11 matching nodes. So what do we do to narrow it down? So let's say we have this, right? We added one more class. We can append classes. So that's what I wanted to show you in this tutorial. We can append classes. So we have like all these classes, right? BDN, regular button. These are all different classes. So what I'm doing is dot BDN, then I'm appending another class, dot, and then regular button, and then I'm appending another class which is dot, and then regular main button, then appending another one, dot add to cart, and then dot submit. So what we are doing is we are adding a collection of classes, kind of combination of different classes to make the item unique, to make the element unique. So if I hit enter right now, I just find one matching node, and that's our add to cart button, right? So this is a combination which makes the element unique. With all these classes, they apply only to one element. So what we can do is we can just see all these classes in the element, and we can just try to make a combination, append these classes so to make it into one element, right? So let's copy this right now from here, right? And go to Eclipse and then maybe try to do this. So copy this, all these, and it should just click the button. And let's copy the URL because we've changed it a little bit. We're just directly going to that page. So replace it with the URL, right? So what we expect right now is it should just go to the page and let's put some thread dot sleep. So just wanted to wait for a couple of seconds before it clicks, and it's just gonna click the add to cart button. And when I click the add to cart button, it's just gonna bring a window like this, view cart and all those things, right? So let's see how it goes, and let's try to run this code. So run the application, should bring up the browser, and then just click the add to cart button. So some reader view shows up on the top, and it just clicked the add to cart button. So if I just cancel this thing, the reader view, it shows the product has been added to your cart, and that's what we wanted to do, right? So it just went ahead and clicked the add to cart button. So let me just click this browser, and let's try to shorten this up. So this looks pretty big, right? And let's say I don't want this big. So what we can do is we can just again go back to our browser and where Firebug is open. So as we talked about, this is a combination, right? This is a combination of different classes. So what we can try is we can just try to remove these things, because we know that there are regular buttons, there are regular main buttons. So let's try to remove these, and let's try with just bdn add to cart and submit and hit enter right now. So we still see one matching node, which means that the combination of these classes find only one matching node, right? So maybe we can try with this, and then just copy this in our Eclipse where our code is, right? And this should work just fine, because in our Firebug we only found one matching node with this. So hit enter, hit the run button, and then the browser should come up, and then click the add to cart button, right? So it clicked the button and it's again added to the cart, right? There you go, you can see the message up there, right? So we were able to add it using the smaller CSS as well, right? The combination of different classes. So that's how we append different classes, guys, to find a unique element, right? Unique set of combination to find the element, right? And we always want to make sure that whatever we create, XPath, ID, or name, or class, or CSS, we need a unique combination so we can find one element whichever we want to perform any action on, right? So that's pretty much it, guys, for this one. I think you should just practice this, find some elements on web pages and try to append classes to create a unique combination, and come back with the questions if you have any. So stay tuned for the next ones, guys, and thanks for running this one.